repetition structures in which we are basically asking the computer to do some certain actions multiple times, again and again. Like we can ask them to do it for a particular amount of time, like do it 5 times, do it 10 times or so. Or we can also say it like do it something while a condition is satisfied. And I had given this example, like if we have a robot and then we were saying that, okay, if there is no obstacle in front of you, then move forward. So while there is no obstacle in front of you, move forward until there's an obstacle, and then we should stop moving forward. So this is the main idea of it. And then we had seen the while structures, just to give you one as a reminder. So while loops is basically a condition-based structure, repetition structure, which means that we basically say while the condition that we define is true, do those actions. And how this is its syntax. While is the keyword, and then the condition is basically Boolean expression. It is either true or false. It should be either true or false. And then double column, and then we put the statements that we want to repeat it. So how we do it? Again, this is how the system works. Basically, again, going back to my robot condition, what I say is while there's no obstacle in front of you, move forward. So how the condition, how the statement goes on, is there an obstacle? No. So there's no obstacle, move forward. Then check again. Is there an obstacle? No. Then move forward. Is there an obstacle? No. Move forward. Is there an obstacle? No. Move forward. Is there an obstacle? Yes. Now the condition is false. There are some obstacles here, so I should stop. This is the way that we run this while loops, and we had seen this example. So what is this? Let's go over that again. So here's our program in the middle, and this is how this diagram shows how this program is executed, and this is the output. So I'll just go with you over this program. So we first assign this n equal to 5, and then we say, okay, check while n is greater than 0. So 5 is greater than 0. Our condition is this, so it is true. 5 is greater than 0. So we need to run those statements, which are we need to print n. So we print 5, and then we reduce the value of n by 1. So n will be 4 at this line, and then we check it again. Is 4 greater than 0? Yes. Then do it again. Print 4, reduce it to 3. Then check again. 3, is it greater than 0? Yes. Then run it again. So print 3, reduce it to 2. So it will go like this. 2 is greater than 0. Run it again. 1 is greater than 0. Run it again. Then 0 is greater than 0? No, it's not. It's false. Once we reach that, so once we print 1 and reduce it to 0, and then we check it again, it is now false. So what we should do is, we shouldn't run those statements, and we should skip those statements, which means that in that sense, we need to print after 1, we need to print blast off, and then we will print n. So in this case, it is now the value 0. So now I want, let me ask this question. What if we want to print only even numbers? What should we do? Like I just want to print even numbers. N minus 2. Let's do this in our code. So let me write it here. So what we said is n is 5, and then in a while loop, n is greater than 0. We'll print n, and then we will reduce the value of n by 1, and then I'm going back to this indentation part. So we'll print blast off. It will be a string. Then we'll print n again. So basically, let's run the code and see the output. So it is what we have seen also. Now the question is, I want to print only the even numbers. So if I just do it here, like if I just reduce by 2, what will happen? I will go over the conditions, like I will start from 5, then I will print 5, then I will reduce it by 2, so I will print 3, print 1, and then exit from those. So this is not what I exactly want. I want to print actually 4 and 2. So how should I change this? Of course, I'm going back to the original code. What should I do for this case? Any idea? Yes, that is only a Boolean expression that gives me true or false. What should I do? Yeah, you're in the right direction. So basically, I'm asking that, okay, we need a conditional statement. What I'm saying is, okay, we'll go over the loop, but if it is an odd number, don't print it. But if it is an even number, then print it. So I need an if statement. So yes, my condition Boolean expression is this. But where should I put it? That kind of an if statement. I will modify this code. Can you say it again, please? So this is my while loop. So here is what I will not touch the while loop itself, the condition, but I need one more if statement here, in which basically I'll say when I divided n by 2, if the remainder is 0, then it means that n is actually an even number. So I will only print it if it is an even number. So when I save it now, I'll just run it again. Then here is our output, 4 and 2. So I would like to stop for a while and think about this. Now we have seen sequential structures, conditional ones, and the while loops. These are the three core statements that we will see. And by just using a combination of them, you can implement so many things. So because now we can just combine, like I can write an if statement with an while, within an if statement I can put a while loop, and so on and so on. There are so many different combinations I can write. This brings us that now we are able to solve much harder questions actually, because the computers, our programming abilities are increasing. In the beginning it was just a sequential code. We were just saying, okay, do this, do that, then do this, and do that. Then we learned that, okay, if this is the case, do this, or do that. And then we have now come like, do this for a couple of times until this is true, repeatedly do this. When we combine all these information, you can implement real sophisticated algorithms. Because now we are, the capabilities of our program is increasing. And I want to now emphasize that in the beginning of the semester, you might say that, okay, this is so easy, like we're just defining integers, values, and so on and so. We're just printing that. But I want you to mind you that things will become sophisticated in a very fastly, because now we can ask questions in which you need loops, you need if statements, and so, okay? So if you have some missing parts in the previous chapters, please cover them as much as possible. And when I say cover, I mean not reading on the slides. I mean, are you able to write some codes with that? Because now we will make things much more complicated. Shall I proceed? Okay, now there's one more example, which is, again, in the middle we have the program. This is how diagram shows how it will be executed, and this is the output. Now we change it slightly, like now we have this min value, which is 5, max value, which is 10, and then we first, in the beginning, we set the value of n to min, and then in a while loop we check whether it is less than or equal to max value, and then we print it, and then we increment it by 1, and then once we are done with the while loop, we again print those two messages. First, how will it be executed? Let's see. Okay, 5, 10, and then we set n to 5. And then we check, okay, 5 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, it is true. So I should run those. I will print 5, increment by 1, 6. 6 is less than 10, so I rerun it again. Print 6, increment it to 7. 7 is less than or equal to 10, so I will rerun it. 8, so 9, it is also true. When I come to 9, I will increase it to 10. Then check it again. 10 is less than or equal to 10. Yes, it is true. So I will print also 10. Then I will increment it by 1, which it will make it 11. 11 is less than or equal to 10. No, it is not. So I will exit from the while loop, and then I will print the rest. Now, what if we want to print them backwards? So instead of printing from 5 to 10, what if I want to print the numbers from 10 to 5? How should I change my code? Okay, so I want you to look at this and think about it. How can we do it? So I will also write this code in my Python. So which is basically we have this min value, which is 5, max value, which is 10. Then we set it to min again here. And then the value was, the code was like this. We didn't have this if condition, so let's do not make it more sophisticated. Instead of decreasing, we will increment it by 1. We don't need this blank line here, and that's it. So this is the code that is in the slides. But now I want to change this code so that it will not print from 5 to 10. It will print from 10 to 5. So my question is, how should we change this code so that we can print it in that way? N equal max. Good. So yeah, we should start from max, which is good. Is that enough? Excuse me? N is greater than or equal to? Is that correct now? It's almost correct. Let's run it. Just printed 10. There's one thing that we need to change also. So it just printed 10. So what happened is we set n to 10. Okay. Then we check 10 is greater than or equal to 10. Yes. So print 10, decrease it to 9. Then check again. 9, is it greater than or equal to 10? No. Then we can keep it less than. Yes, we need to change max to min. Then that would solve our issue. So let's run it again. Yeah, here is the result. Now it goes from 10 to 5, and then so. So just to repeat what we changed, yeah, we start from max. Instead of increasing, we need to decrease because we are going in the other direction, and we changed our condition. Like instead of checking whether it is less than or equal to 10, we now need to check whether our condition is, did we reach 5? Until that is true, we should keep running it. Do you have any question? Okay. I think I can also cover this. When we are writing infinite loops, we have to be a little bit more careful, because we might end up an infinite loop. What is an infinite loop? The program enters in a loop but does not exist. It does not exit from that. How can this happen? Now going back to our code, for instance, if we had said, like previously, it was max and it should be less than or equal to max, okay? When I run this code, what is happening here is, this is an infinite loop. So the program entered in the loop, and then we are checking, okay, n is 10, okay, and then 10 is less than or equal to 10, yes, okay. So we print 10, then we reduce it to 9. 9 is less than 10, so print again. 8, less than 10, print again. So our condition becomes never true, never false, sorry, because we keep decreasing the number while our condition is already a larger number. So it still keep going on, going on, going on. It will not stop until my battery is off, or maybe there's some hardware damage in that, or maybe I turn off the computer and so on. But it will keep running it. So this is called infinite loop. Because we entered in a loop, but we are not able to exit it because the condition is always true. It's never false. This is the problem. So I will stop it. So for that one, Of course, I'll interrupt the execution or by in this either if you hit this part, this button, it will immediately stop the execution. Otherwise, it would keep running it. So this is called infinite loop. And so when we are designing an while loop, we should be sure that at some point it will be false. Otherwise, our program will not finish. Like in this example, this is also another example of infinite loop. We set n equal to 5, and we check, okay, is n greater than 0? Yes. Then print those two messages. Then I do not update the value of n. So what will happen is that n will be always greater than 0. So it will keep running them again and again all the time without exiting that loop. So we should be always careful about it, that we are able to exit from the loop. All right, let me ask you this question. How can I change this infinite loop? I need some statement here so that at some point I will be able to exit. How can I do that? I need to change this code. How can I do that? Yes, I need a statement that will change the value of n so that at some point it will become less than 0 or equal to 0. So what I can do is, again, I can go back to my code, that code. Let's also write it like n is equal to 5, then while n is greater than 0, print, well, some message. The message is not important for us now. And also from the program ends here, let's also put it. So if I run this again, this will be again an infinite loop. It will keep printing that. But in order to make it not an infinite loop, I need to put a statement. At some point, it should be less than or equal to 0 so that it will end. So when I put this kind of a statement that I change within the loop, I change the value of n. When I run that, okay, it just prints it now 5 times, and then it exists. Okay, do you have any questions so far? Okay, I would like to stop here because of the quiz, and